So recently I've been trying to up my game as far as editing goes and branching out into all sorts of different stuff, trying to work on film scoring stuff, trying to work on puppetry stuff, trying to work on stop motion stuff, After Effects, audio improving stuff, lighting stuff, all sorts of things that I'm just trying to learn, and it can be kind of overwhelming, and it can kind of take away a little bit from the creative process. What would happen if I took all of this new stuff that I've learned, just threw it out the window? You see, back in the day, all I had was a school-provided Chromebook. I didn't even have a cell phone at this point, so pretty much the only technology I had was pretty limited as far as creating things goes. So I had to get a little creative. And I just looked this up, it's a little bit of a statistic for you. Like 25 million students use Chromebooks at school. I'm not sure how many of those people also have cell phones, but the point is, maybe some people could benefit from a series like this. Today I'll be showing you everything I know about editing and recording on a Chromebook. So without further ado, let's begin. Part 1. Scripting and planning. Now when I was just starting out on YouTube, I didn't do a whole ton of scripting, and it showed. But one thing I can tell you is right now, I kinda wish that I had started scripting back then. See, the point of this video is to show you how you can get started with what you have and start practicing for when you do have the correct technology to really get working on videos. And since scripting is a really helpful technique that you'll be using later, you might as well start now. Now the first and most obvious option is Google Docs. You can pretty much type whatever you want on Google Docs and kind of organize it in a nice looking way. Heck, you can even share it with your friends and have kind of a collaboration going on, allowing them to edit the document as well, or just to let them learn their lines ahead of time. You can write down your script word for word, or just give yourself bullet points so that you kind of know the general outline of what you're trying to say. The second option for scripting online is a little bit more complicated, but also, if you know how to use it, is very beneficial. It is called Studio Binder. It's a lot like Google Docs, but it's made specifically for scripting films or short films or stuff like that. What I'm gonna do is in the description of this video, put a link to a playlist that has tutorials on how to use each of these things that I described. That's kind of gonna allow me to go a bit faster and not go super in-depth on everything. This is more to get you started and show you what's out there, not so much to show you exactly how to use each of these programs. Okay, so you've scripted a video and you're ready to record. What are you going to use to actually do that? Well, there's a few different options. You can, 1, focus on the audio first and do a bit of a video essay, record the screen of the Chromebook, or you could technically use the Chromebook webcam to film something. I would not recommend it because it's very low quality, but if you absolutely must, everyone starts somewhere. So let's say you chose the first option. What are you going to use to record the audio? For this, I recommend a website called Soundtrap. While Soundtrap is technically free, it does have a limitation to how many projects you can have before you need to sign up with a different email. So keep that in mind. This website is good for editing podcasts or audio for your next video. Pretty much whatever you want when it comes to audio. It's got a pretty good selection. It's got a lot of good effects, and it even has some music that you can actually use for free. If you're looking for something even simpler and something that you won't have to sign up for, you can literally just look up on Google Sound Recorder. There's plenty of options that are entirely free and you don't have to sign up for. So that's always an option. I'm not going to get too in-depth into audio stuff because that's going to actually be the next episode of Chronicles, is going to be music and audio on a Chromebook. So stay tuned for that one. Okay, let's say instead you want to record the actual screen of the Chromebook. For this, I would use Screencastify. It's a free extension for Chrome, and it does have a limit to how long you can record, but you can technically always just download the video to your Chromebook or upload it to your Google Drive and then delete it off of the Screencastify servers, which really just lets you use it endlessly. Another con to using Screencastify is there's a small watermark in the upper right corner, though this can technically be cropped out. Not saying you should, but definitely can. Okay, so now you've scripted and recorded your video. Now what? I'm going to start with the most simple and most restricted option, and then give you the option that's a bit more difficult, but has a lot more going for it. If you head on over to onlinevideocutter.com, it's got a lot of different options for you. You can use it to crop a video, you can use it to cut the video, you can rotate the video. They even have a video converter on there. And you can look up in this top here, I think this 123 apps is the kind of parent website of it. It has a lot of stuff that you'd probably want to use for your video editing or audio editing, but I'll have you know it's fairly simple stuff. You're not going to be working with different layers of video, you're not going to be working with adding new clips of video to it, you're not even going to be working with taking sections out of the video other than just trimming it to a starting point and an ending point. This is more if you have kind of a loose video that you just want to trim the beginning and end of, or do some basic cropping. It's definitely faster as far as rendering than the next option, but it's kind of obvious why. The next option is a very exciting development in this whole online video editing realm. It's called Panzoid, and it's got a lot going for it. It even has some 3D options in it. You can have different layers of audio and video, you can add images to it, you can of course trim the video, you can cut out sections of the video, you can even do green screen stuff in Panzoid. So if you're limited to a Chromebook and you still want to start getting into some more complex video editing concepts like keyframes, Panzoid is what you're looking for. The main problem though is the rendering takes forever, and that's kind of expected in an online video editor, but it doesn't make it any less painful. It's also known to have a lot of glitches and problems, which happen a lot if you're working on something that's not a good piece of machinery, aka a school Chromebook. But I've actually used it successfully before, and it definitely is possible to use Panzoid, and it's definitely something that you're going to want to try out and see if it's something that works for you. The final video editor that I'm going to mention, and the one that I used when I was doing YouTube videos on a Chromebook, is the actual YouTube editor. However, this makes it so that you have to upload every single clip that you're going to use to YouTube, to your YouTube channel. I would recommend, if you're going to do this method, upload them as unlisted videos and then put them together all in one. It does take a while, and I think they've made it a little bit better actually from when I used to use it. It was an okay online editor, and then they got rid of it completely, and then they brought it back, and now it's in like a dark mode, and I think there's some new options for you there, so I definitely check that out. I'll be putting a tutorial or two in the playlist, like I said before, so make sure to check that out. That's one of the most important parts of this video, because I'm not showing you how to use these things, I'm just showing you that you can use these things and what you can use them for. Come to think of it, I'm gonna have to make a part 2 even for the video version of Chrome Chronicles. I've kind of noticed that there's a lot more that I want to get to, but I'm really not gonna have time to do in this one video. So stay tuned, I will be making another video portion where I'll tell you how to get stock footage that you can use to make your video look more professional, get videos from YouTube and audio from YouTube, so that you can really kind of collage things together, and how you can use photo editors to add to the production value and make your videos look a bit more professional, as well as make thumbnails, which are very important on YouTube specifically. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be a whole ton more that I gotta tell you guys about. Oh, and also how to like properly search for images and find the highest quality images on Google. And I'm gonna say right now, a lot of these tricks and tips are things that I'm still using to this day. It's not all stuff that needs to be on a Chromebook. It's just stuff that can be executed exclusively on Chrome if you want it to. So I often still use a lot of these different programs just to do the same things but on my Windows computer. So keep that in mind. This isn't stuff that's just going to be used while you're on the Chromebook. Some of it is, but some of it can be carried over into when you get a actual decent computer for editing. So I'm really excited to show you guys everything that I know, and I know there's so much more that I can learn. I hope this first thing in the series was helpful or at least entertaining to some people, and I will see you in the next episode of Chrome Chronicles. Peace.